That appears to be cardboard. So she was told that it was patched. That's a cardboard patch right there. Alright, well that's that. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it is a heck of a lot better than it was. Nice and secure. No problems there. We're gonna need to get a battery tray for this at some point because this thing is just flopping around. So we'll get that figured out. But for now, that's good. It's good. So let's see. We know that we have power, but do we have power? So let's find out. That's a great place to leave your keys, by the way. Ah, I locked it. Oh, look at that. We got a dome light. Oh, I'm excited. I'm anticipating issues here because whatever the heck's going on here, that screams professional, especially when you lose the panel afterwards. All right, we're not gonna start it. We're not ready. She's just not ready. We're gonna put the key in. We're gonna see what happens. Moment of truth, y'all. If I can get the frick. Woo! I was hoping to get some gauge info here. All right, what do we got? Come on. Don't tell me I gotta try to turn it over to see the gas. Oh, okay, the gauges work. Mileage, 137,000. Oh, boys, this truck is a baby. This truck, okay. My whole mood on this truck just changed. 137,000 miles on a Dodge V8, and this was a 2001, so it's before Fiat bought Chrysler Dodge. So this is back when Chrysler or Dodge was actually making decent vehicles. So yeah, this thing is definitely worth fixing up. The radio doesn't work. Why not? I expected this to work. I guess nothing's gonna work until I actually try to turn it on, but no fuel. Before we even try cranking it over, we're gonna go back to the engine bay and look at that. So next on the firing block is to pull these spark plug wires. We're going to pull the plugs out, put new plugs in, and in the meantime we'll spray some fogging oil in each of the cylinders because I know this truck has not even been turned over for multiple years. So that's the next thing to do. And one thing I've noticed about these plugs is that they are all long enough, the plug wires rather, they're long enough to go into the other spots, so you could easily get them mixed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change one plug at a time. So I'll pull the plug wire out, pull the plug out, spray fogging oil in the cylinder, and then replace it with a new plug and put the plug wire back on. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, so let's get to these spark plugs. Look at that, that's a pretty healthy looking spark plug. Are these auto lights? They are. I think these are the, well, Autolite Platinums. These may be the OEM spark plugs. So we got that one out. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna spray some fogging oil straight into the cylinder, and we're gonna put the boot back on, and then we're gonna, or the wire back on, and then we're gonna do the other 7. I'm not gonna record all that because I know you don't wanna see it. So I will come back when this is all done. Alright, so we have changed out the spark plugs, and here they are, not in order, but they are in order from bank. So this is the left bank and this is the right bank. So what I can tell is that these are clean, these are nice and brown, nothing on the porcelain or the ceramic. And up here I do have some oil on the ceramic, so kind of goes hand in hand with our, excuse me, my stomach was rumbling, kind of goes hand in hand with our oil leak over here. So maybe a valve or a spark spark plug tube seals, something along those lines. But we'll worry about that much later in the build. Next order of business is to crank it over. But before we do that, I gotta wash my hands. I don't know if you want these hands, but I don't want these hands. Alright, so before we try starting this, we do have one more thing we need to check. We already know this truck has had a hard life. Let's not cause irreparable damage when we're trying to fix it. So let's see if we can check the oil. How we doing on oil? I know it's not good oil, but does it have oil? Holy cow, this is a long dipstick. Woo! Okay. It has oil, but it's as dark as my first girlfriend's soul. Let's put that back in there. Get in there. Get in there. Y'all, can y'all see how long this thing is? What the freaking... Oh, come on. Don't fight me. Don't make me put this camera down. Son of a... What the sh... I just realized my neighbors are outside. There we go. Holy mackerel. Alright. It has oil. Doesn't have good oil, but it has oil. Bad oil better than no oil. Holy cow. That was a struggle. Alright, let's check that transmission fluid. I know it has transmission issues, but I anticipate that it will have fluid in it. Now we are sitting at a little bit of a decline, so it may have some effect, but it'll have effect on the fullness level, not on the newness level. Okay, it is vastly overfilled if you can't tell. The fill line is right here, and we're just a smidge over the fill line, so we're going to have to rectify that. But I think we should be okay just to start it. We just won't let it run for very long. Also, keep in mind, we did check our radiator, and we have pretty much no coolant. And in addition to that, let's hook this PCV valve up, or hose back up. I don't really think it's doing anything, but I haven't hooked up. Get out of the way. We have a heater core. We have one heater hose. I don't know where the other one is, so I'm gonna have to look up. Well, I mean, I know where it is. I know where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be yonder. But why do I say yonder? I don't say that in real life. I say it on recording. So, anyways, I'm gonna have to look up a diagram and figure out where that's supposed to go. But I think we should be okay to crank it. We'll see if it starts. First order of business. Let's remove the tools and the trash. Also, just noticed the key fob's missing the button. Let's see if it works. Probably just a dead battery. We'll just assume. Maybe it had the same problem that the truck had. But also, this little emblem here, I thought it was Harry Potter. Turned it around, Twilight. You think you know people. Anyways, let's crank it up, see what happens. If it starts, I'm gonna pretty much turn it off immediately. So it's got some problems. It's got 99 problems, but is starting one. I don't even know if it has gas in it. Here we go. The gas meter moved a little. Woo! Oh, you missed it. There was a puff. There was a puff. Ooh, we got a little bit of a smoking issue. Got a little smoky in there. What the heck was that? All right, let's take a look at the gas tank, since I was told that it has hole or holes in the gas tank. That's next. It just occurred to me that smoke might be that fogging oil I poured in the thing. Hey, there's no gas tank under here. That's a tire. I'm in the wrong place. Wow, look at the rot on these tires. Holy cow. They're bulging. Whew. I don't even want to be near that thing. Let's see what's going on there. Whoa. All right. Let's grab a flashlight so you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right, we got our flashlight ready. Let's take a look under here. It would appear that appears to be cardboard. So she was told that it was patched. That's a cardboard patch right there. And over here, they really went all out and they all right, well, we might need to fix that. But okay, we're gonna take those off and do something else. All right, so fortunately, like, you know, we knew we didn't have any coolant in the system, but my wife just showed up and she's got 2 huge jugs of water, so we're gonna just put that in there and we'll use that as coolant for now. All right, so fortunately my wife showed up with those 2 giant jugs of water, so we're gonna put some water in the radiator. And it's a little concerning that there was no water in the radiator, but we'll just put some in and see what happens. That's why we're putting water in there, not coolant, because if it's gonna leak, I'd rather it leak water than coolant all over my driveway. And also, coolant is bad for the environment and bad for animals, because apparently it tastes really good and it kills them. So, you know, kind of like every fast food ever invented, but much faster. All right, so let's put some water in this thing. Who the fuck just pulled it in my driveway? It's not my truck. I stole it. I didn't know I had visitors coming. Thanks, I stole. All right, so we got rid of those pesky humans. Right. And so let's put some water in this thing. Why am I doing this? Need no funnel. That funnel, by the way, I was gonna get one of Chris Fix's special water funnels, but I couldn't afford it, so I had to get the Russian knockoff, which was Wooter, and it's not as good. Kind of like that joke. Ah. She wasn't as thirsty as she seemed. That filled it up. We're gonna engine coolant only. Water is an engine coolant. Pour some in there too. There is a minimum, maximum line. All right, we're right in the middle of the min-max. And that should be good. Put that on there. Once we get the truck running, we will bleed the air out because we just poured water directly into a cold engine, so there's going to be air in the system. We'll definitely want to purge that out once we can get the truck running. But that's our current goal, is to get this thing running, because I want to start this tonight and drive it around the block. And that's my goal. I'm going to drive around the block on 16-year-old tires with a bad transmission and double a transmission that's filled twice past the capacity of what it's supposed to have. But we'll get it done. It'll be an adventure. So right now we need to figure out, I'm gonna get some quick steel or some epoxy for a temporary patch on this gas tank. I'm gonna go grab a couple gallons of gas, and we'll reconvene as soon as I get all that stuff. All right, so we're back from our favorite AutoZone, or our favorite parts store, AutoZone, although I go to O'Reilly's all the time. We got a few things. Here we have some seafoam, because this truck's been sitting a long time. We're gonna run a little bit of seafoam in that first tank of gas. We got, hold on just a second, my sock is showing. There we go. We got some patch material. It is made specifically for fuel tanks, so that'll work. And we got batteries. We got batteries for the key fob to see if that works. And we got this because I can't help it. This, look at it. You know what? Ram's got a pretty cool logo. I do say that. So we're gonna swap out the Twilight keychain for this one, and it'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. But anyways, so we got those things for the truck, and then I got some things for me. Would you believe I didn't own a gas can? And I got this giant catch pan because I'm sick and tired of changing the oil and dropping oil all over my garage. All right, so let's get under the truck and scrape that old crap off and put this new patch on. Okay, I lied. We're not gonna do the gas tank just yet. I had to do the important things first. Put the 2 batteries in this key fob to see if it works. Because if the key fob doesn't work, we might as well total this truck out. Because if the key fob don't work, it ain't worth keeping. So we put 2 batteries in here. It takes 2 CR 2016s, which I think is weird because you stack them on top of each other. Why not just use like a CR 2032? And anyways, whatever. I'm sure there's a logical explanation. Moment of truth. All right. Key fob works. It's worth continuing to work on this truck. For this next part, it's going to be super difficult for me to actually record me scraping that old crap off the gas tank. So I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to put the new stuff on there, and then I'll show you the finished product, and we'll see. After that, we'll see if it holds gas, because if it holds gas, then we can probably start it. And that is the goal for the day. Okay, I lied. I got a great camera angle. The lighting's not the best, but I can't skip out on the cardboard removal. I mean, everybody should know how to remove cardboard from their own truck. There comes a time in every man's life where he's got to scrape some cardboard off his gas tank with a razor. Dang, that's quite a hole. And also, that came off very, very easily. See, this one, like I said, they did a more professional job. Dang, whoever was siphoning this gas, they didn't use a screwdriver, they used a drill. This is like a perfectly circular hole. Definitely not from a screwdriver or something. What is that? Ah, it's more cardboard. Okay, so we have our 2 holes exposed. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and patch it with this stuff that's specifically designed for this. I'm gonna clean these first with some rubbing alcohol to try to get any grease and junk off. There's cardboard or something jammed up in here that I don't think I'm gonna be able to get out. So we're gonna patch it for now, and if this truck winds up running, if we wind up keeping it, not keeping it, but if we wind up going all out, we will replace the tank because it really doesn't seem too major of a job. Plenty of room to work down here. Everything's accessible. The bolts will be rusty, I'm sure, but it should be worth it. I mean, you got 2 holes. It's not anything major. So let me go grab some degreaser and we'll go from there. All right, we grabbed our 91 proof isopropyl alcohol Rexall. It's that Dollar General stuff. I don't know where it came from. It might have been Walmart. All I know is it's top shelf, best money can buy. And we're just gonna viciously rub the area. We're not gonna hurt anything. When's the last time you gave your gas tank a vicious rubbing? Well, somebody tried patching it up. They just didn't have the right tools. I think the moral of the story on this truck is if you don't know the person that's working on your vehicle, you don't trust them. Well, I guess if you don't trust someone, don't let them work on your vehicle at all. But if somebody says, "Oh yeah, I can fix that," you gotta give them the test. You say, "Well, let me see your tools." If they don't have some tools, they're probably screwing with you. All right, now I'm gonna verify that those are the only 2 holes, and we're gonna let it dry for 5-10 minutes, and then we'll start putting our you know what this looks like? Tootsie Roll. We're gonna fill the gas tank. We're gonna plug the gas tank with Tootsie Rolls. All right, roughly 5 minutes have passed. Now before we apply our Tootsie Rolls, we're gonna wipe down our gas tank holes with the finest silk that money can buy. Just to make sure dry. A little bit of dirt coming off, nothing crazy. Considering it's a gas tank, that's pretty good. I think we got it pretty clean. All right, let's start applying our Tootsie Roll. And I read the instructions briefly. I read the part where it said put on gloves, and that was about it. So I put gloves on. But if it's like any other epoxy, break off a little piece. So we're gonna take a little bit off, like that. And now I'm glad I wore gloves because this stuff is super sticky. And we just knead it around. We're supposed to knead it until you can see it's got like different colors in there. We don't want to see different colors. We want to see one united color. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited, but I think after this, I'm gonna put some gas in this puppy. I'm gonna spray some starting fluid in the intake, and we're gonna crank it, and it's gonna run. All right, she started out brown and now she's a cool metallic silver. So let's just fill her up. Make sure that it seals nice and tight. All right, looks like we have a sealed hole. So let's do hole number 2. We'll grab our Tootsie Roll again. Get out of here, Egyptian silk. They don't really make this stuff reusable, do they? I don't feel the safest under a truck with 16-year-old tires, I gotta say. Alright, and that does it. We have patched up the gas tank. I think we probably used a little too much on that second one, but it's better to have too little than not enough. So we're gonna let this sit for about an hour, and then we'll put some gas in it, see if it runs. Stay tuned. Alright, YouTube, it has been an hour, roughly. We gave the stuff enough time to cure, and ironically this truck has a locking gas cap, which is ironic. So let's, moment of truth, let's open it up, put some gas in it, and see if it starts. This truck don't have no locking gas cap. That was a lie. What? All right, let's put some gas in it. Once again, I've made a fool of myself. Apparently I'm completely out of starting fluid, so she's gonna have to just start on her own. I'll see how it goes. You know what? We should probably check for a leak since we just poured gasoline in a gas tank that had a bunch of holes. I don't see an ounce of liquid. Let me grab my flashlight just to be sure. Look at that, guys. She's as dry as my sense of humor. All right, let's start her up. She honked. She's ready to go. Moment of truth. Let's use our fancy key fob to unlock the car. That's the lock button. There we go. Oh, moment of truth. I know it's dark. The dome might seem to be missing something. Wait. Ah, yes. Here she goes. I'm gonna take the key out, put the key in a couple times, get that fuel pump primed up. I can hear the fuel pump kicking in. That's a good sign. One more time for good measure. All right, foot on the brake. Make sure we are in park. And let's see what she does. The gas tank is still not registering any gas, so I'm gonna pour a little bit more in there and see what happens. All right, so we threw the majority of that can in there. I put 2 gallons in that can, so there's more than 1.5 gallons of gas in the truck now. So almost said car. So let's see what we got now. Is it registering? Oh. Come on. Oh. Oh. Look at that and listen to it. Purrs. All right, I'm thrilled. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming with me through that trip. So we still got a whole lot of work to do to this truck. There's a lot of problems and we're gonna fix them. So we're not gonna give this truck back to its owner all jacked up. So we're gonna continue to fix it up. So join me next time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, like, share, subscribe, make a comment. I appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Okay, I can't help myself. We're gonna check the codes. We gotta see what kind of codes. Hold on, let's see. Let's see what we got here. No codes. Really? No codes. All right. Where we at? Fault codes. Show historic faults. See if it has any stored codes. No historic faults stored in the ECU. This thing is not throwing a single code. That is shocking considering the condition it's in. But all right, I'll take it. Anyways, on the next video, we're gonna drive it around and then we're gonna see what's up with that transmission. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned.